Really some strong winds out there today, and we can already see the effects on some of these shots. Should be pretty good right there. On the safe side. That will be a great look at birdie. Different day, different hole. Made bogey yesterday. He'll do better this time, it looks like. That had to really hurt, Frank, because it looked good all the way.
Well, this will test his mettle.
Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. Frank, you can see by the reaction, it has been that kind of week. Just a few too many pars. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Novello. We're at the 14th hole at Oakmont Country Club. Frank, it's only 358 yards. How good is the scoring opportunity here?
This is certainly one of the best chances on the back nine here for birdie. That's for sure, Rich. Just a long iron off the tee there, threaded in between bunkers that adorn both sides of this fairway. To set up to what you would say on Oakmont standards is a relatively gentle green.
Now the approach shot coming up to the 14th. That is an excellent play right there. The approach, giving him another good look. Bogey here yesterday. Now this for birdie. Frankie took plenty of time on this birdie putt. He looked at it from 3 different angles. He forgot one very important ingredient.
Yeah, pace. You can definitely fall in love with the line, even with approach shots as well, but obviously we see it more on putting.
Did the job right there. Here at the 15th, a long par 4 at 499 yards. Frank, what are you looking to do off the tee?
Tee shot here is very similar to the one back at the par 5, where the fairway slopes left to right. And then the second shot's going to be uphill to a green that's actually built in the opposite direction. This is a tough par 4.
This is when the game is fun, Frank, when you get one high in the air and you have a down breeze and you just watch it stays in the air forever.
Yeah, the hang time on that.
Nicely in the fairway here, Frank, but this is steeply downhill to the green. Up to the 15th green. but looking at a tough putt, considerably long, over 25 feet away. Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. Close. Couldn't ask for much more on that putt. Not a gimme, but well within his range. That was a good-looking putt, just not falling right now.
No, sadly, he's going to be disappointed.
This from 7 feet. Just singes the edge, Frank.
Yeah, but at least he's burning the edges. You know you're hitting good putts. Even par, currently.
Frank, how do you explain what we saw here?
It's a mess. It's probably the easiest way to put it. This is a case of anything that could go wrong. Not just probably, it did.
Well, it looks as though they're going to need to use all their strength to sort of hack it out of that rough, missing it off the tee here. Pretty good result right there, considering...
It looked rough all the way,
exactly.
Rich. Really did.
Bogey here yesterday, chance to better that today. Looks like he just misread that. That's a nice confidence builder right there. You make those for par, and you keep things steady. Now on to the 17th hole, and Frank, in so many ways, this determined the outcome of the 2007 U.S. Open. Jim Furyk had his issues here. It's just 313 yards, but it can really play with a player's mind.
It's such an unusual par 4 for a U.S. Open, plus also where it comes in the round, because the options, and there's only really two, is like a 4 or 5 iron, you sneak it up the right side, or you take a driver directly at the green. You would think there's something in between, but really there isn't. And that's why, to your point, it stopped Jim Furyk, it stopped Tiger Woods, it allowed Cabrera to win. It also helped Ernie Els, who went with the driver option there back in 1994. So 17, it's short, it's tempting, it is at a U.S. Open, but it is still demanding. Well, there's a big green, and they're going to use every inch of it.
Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on there. Easy birdie.
Made a par in his previous round. This time, it's for birdie. Are you kidding me?
That looked like it was in.
Just a tap in to finish the hole.
Comfortably knocks it in.
This is where so many of the legends, from Hogan to Nicklaus to Miller to Els, made their imprint. And don't forget about Angel Cabrera, the last time the U.S. Open was played here. The 18th hole, the clubhouse straight ahead. What a view, and what a moment in the championship. He has given this one the full treatment. Perfect release through the ball. And this shot is on the fairway, over 300 yards. Well, the U.S. Open could well be decided right here with this approach shot to the 18th hole, Frank.
Another one that's going to have to be launched right up in the air. Carry that false front and then hopefully land softly and not get too much ground movement from the general terrain of this 18th green.
So maybe a nice way to finish up with a good approach here to the 18th and a good chance for birdie. Settles in over the putt. Wow, that was so close, Frank.
Just time to forget that one. I mean, he couldn't hit that much better.
Just a couple of feet. Got it for par. Frank, it was a great setting with great crowds. We saw plenty of very good golf. Your thoughts?
Well, I think the course really extracted some of the golf that we saw. It forced these players to play just some great golf. And it wasn't just like a pitch and a putt golf course. So I think seeing the guys tested, seeing the players tested at this level, it was a treat.
EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the start of the FedEx Cup playoffs. Today, it's live opening round coverage of the Northeast Invitational. New course to most of the golfers on tour. This challenging layout just opened in 2015. Today, we're along the east coast of Maine. Rich Lerner with Frank Nobilo. We'll be calling all the action from the cliffs at Lighthouse Point.
Another great design from Brian Patel, and they really threw the boat out here. Some excellent choice of holes, and you're going to see the changes in elevation. You get this on a windy day, and of course 7,700 yards will play even longer than that. A nice calm day though, Rich, and you really can shoot a good score out here.
Frank, it's a nice walk to make down the fairway when you can see your golf ball right there in the middle.
Rich, there's an old saying, fairway first. And there's another example. Hit it in the fairway, and the game becomes very straightforward.
Just a beautiful tee shot. Frank, you played in conditions all over the world. Here come the winds now. What's the mindset?
Well, this is really what separates the men from the boys. This is where you've got to tell yourself that it's an advantage to you. Obviously, the scores will go up a little bit, given the conditions. But once again, this is going to suit the stronger player today.
You like the old phrase, swing easy when it's breezy?
Definitely when you're hitting it into a head breeze. But if down breeze, tee it up a little bit, try and ride that wind some more.
Good chance now for a birdie. That was an outstanding play.
Well, it's almost a guarantee there after that shot.
You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. With that birdie, now at 1 under par for the tournament. Moving on to the 12th hole now. Par 4, 439 yards. Well, this is the kind of wind that separates the great players from the average players. You really have to be strong to handle these kinds of winds. Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
That one is bunker bound, it looks like. In the bunker, still with a chance for an up and down. All right, so greenside bunker. What's he looking to do with this shot, Frank?
Well, really you have to look at the amount of green you got to play with. You don't have to try and fly the ball right by the flag. Allow it to run. Plus, if you can get it to run like a putt, you never know, it might just go in. Another good swing, another good approach shot.
Just 5 feet left. And with that par, suddenly inside the top 20. Coverage continues at EA Sports. Let's go out now to our featured golfer at the 13th. As we catch up with today's featured golfer, just been holding steady all day long, Frank.
A solid round of golf. 4 of these will certainly bode well come the end of the week.
Good tee shot right in the fairway and plenty long. Nice position, short grass, second shot. Well, he's going to have to hit the same club a lot harder or just hit another one. Frank not close, but not bad either.
You can always make the odd 20-footer, and that's exactly how far they are away.
Locked in on the read and the speed. Starting to move on this leaderboard now, Frank.
It's got a nice look to it. Another who's who.
Now to the par 3 14th. It is 240 yards. What a golf course, Frank. I mean, this tests the best in the world. I'm talking about McIlroy and Jordan Spieth and Ricky Fowler. 700-yard par 5s and nearly 600-yard par 4s. This is all you want.
It certainly is, and that's why the total yardage of this golf course is nearly 7,700 yards. This par 3, just a beast at 240 yards. One thing you want to do, though, is avoid Lake Zimmer. It's that big body of water to the right. If anything, though, look at the green. It shapes a little to the right, so you can use that left side of the green, which is away from the lake. It's a smart way to play this.
Into the thick stuff. That's a difficult lie. Second shot from the rough. It's on the way. Well, that's what separates the good players from the great players. The ability to get it that close from that kind of lie. These putts keep the round together. With authority, count it as a par and 2 under. Don't forget, second round coverage coming your way tomorrow here on EA Sports. For our entire crew, I'm Rich Lerner saying so long for now. EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the start of the FedEx Cup playoffs. Today, it's live second round coverage of the Northeast Invitational. Frank, this game has taken us all over the world to some absolutely beautiful spots, and this is one of the prettiest I've seen in a long time, the cliffs at Lighthouse Point along the eastern coast of Maine.
It's always fun when we head up in the northeast area. Golf's been in this area for a long, long time. This golf course hasn't. Rather than new design by Brant Patel, and it's lengthy, 7,700 yards. You'll get to hit just about every club in the bag. So good test today.
15th hole, and Frank, a return to sanity. 387 yards, par 4.
Yeah, second easiest hole on the golf course. Bends a little to the left. Just avoid the sand left and that little pot bunker on the right. And you should be set up with a relatively short iron in to a green that really the only problem is if you go long.
Nothing to argue about there, right in the fairway. Second shot, good look at the green.
Oh, solid strike right in the heart of the green.
Up to the 15th green, but looking at a tough putt, considerably long, over 25 feet away. Now this for birdie, came away with par in the previous round.
Oh, how did that miss?
Are you kidding me? I mean, that one was dead center. Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. Good par. Final par 3 on the backside. It's the 16th, 241 yards. Time to make a move as we are in the finishing stretch here.
When you give the scorecard a cursory look, you might think 240-something yards is a difficult hole, but this plays quite a bit downhill, so it plays more around the 200-yard mark. A fairly generous green, protected by the bunker. This is not heading in the right direction.
It looks like it's going to be in the rough. Into the tall cabbage. That ball is swallowed up. This requires a lot of speed through the ball. Coming out of the rough and right up next to the hole. Ten-foot putt left. He's made it. Seventeenth hole is another par 5, 613 yards. Frank, how do you play it?
Well, only the longest hitters can get here in two. It's two big hits, that's for sure. S-shaped fairway, so if you can't reach the par 5 and 2, you can still plot your way down there for a nice little pitch, and really great opportunity to get one back off the scorecard.
Playing his second shot here at the par 5.
That's an absolute beauty.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Appears to be what they call a commercial play. Very solid. Outstanding strike right there, right off the center of the club face. And a good chance for birdie. And getting ready for the putt. That was a good-looking putt, just not falling right now.
Sadly, he's going to be disappointed.
Makeable putt right here, currently sitting at 1 under for the round. They'll take it. That's a par. We've made it at last to the 18th, partner. What a finishing hole.
It is. It's a tee shot you have to respect. That fairway goes on that sort of 60-degree angle towards the left, so you have to know how far you fly the ball, and of course you can't afford to miss hit your tee shot. But a good tee shot. Let's talk a bit positive here. Good tee shot in the middle of the fairway, just going to leave you a short iron, and an excellent chance to finish with another birdie.
That's a good start to the hole, right down the middle. This one will play a little bit longer. It's up the hill to that green.
There's a bunker over there.
I think he's headed for it. We got away with one right there. Just missed that bunker.
Yeah, that looked like it was sand the whole way.
Frank, a little chip shot here from the fringe. Now, a lot of options. I've seen some players hit 6-iron. Others will shut down like a sand wedge.
Yeah, there's two schools of thought. Some people just try and perfect like one club. But really, the best chippers chip with a variety of clubs.
Okay, good shot on the dance floor.
Really. This is that awkward length.
Continues to putt beautifully. So 2 rounds in the books. Frank, that was fun.
It certainly was. It bodes well for the weekend. Saw a lot of good players that seem to actually have a good fit for this golf course. That bodes well for the next 36 holes.
EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the start of the FedEx Cup playoffs. It's third-round coverage of the Northeast Invitational. Always a pleasure to be along the coast of Maine, Lighthouse Point to be exact. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo for EA Sports. Frank, this is sure to be another exciting day of golf out there. What are the challenges facing our players today?
The length of the golf course for a start, Rich, this golf course just under 7,700 yards. So it's one of the longest ones you'll play. And of course the cliffs, that's why it's called this, they certainly are in play. There is one double green out there, that's the 10th and the 13th hole, they share the same green. Lots of great design features, and you've got it on a prime day in great condition. So enjoy the round and make sure you feast on the vistas as well.
Now playing the second here at the par 4.
Whoop, this is taken off on a weird line.
And it's going to be in the rough, it looks like. With that ball nestled down just a bit in that heavy rough. He'll need to be strong with this. Can't hide the flag stick from that man. Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. Good work right there. He'll settle for par. Now on the tee at the par 3 second, it's a long one. This will require a pure strike. Frank, this one is right and is wrong. Getting set for this next shot from the rough, what does the player need to be careful of here, Frank?
Well, this is where we're going to see exactly how good they are, because, you know, that's not exactly the best lie, but it's sort of doable if you know what you're doing.
Can't hide the flag stick from that man. Another one inside of 5 feet. And this will be a 5-foot putt here.
Really solid stroke.
Rich Lerner alongside Frank Novelo, back with you at the third hole here at the Cliffs. And this is a hole that offers up a chance to put a red number on the board, Frank.
It certainly does. A good drive finding this very narrow fairway will certainly give you the opportunity to reach the green in two. Stray a little left, either with the drive or the second, and all of a sudden you might realize this par 5 has teeth.
Good tee shot right in the short grass.
Second shot.
Into the thick stuff. That's a difficult lie. Ball sitting down here in the rough. He's digging in. What a display of shot making this has been, Frank.
Oh, that incredible approach shot there. The easiest of birdies coming up.
See if he can go one better than yesterday when he made par. This putt for birdie. Needs a few more of those. That was a good birdie.
Yeah, this time that one gets him in the top 10.
Well, here at the par 4 fourth, 411 yards, Frank, this is the kind of hole where you want to pull out the cell phone and maybe take a few pictures because the views are absolutely amazing.
And you also see why this golf course is called the Cliffs, that's for sure. Great vistas. This front nine completely lines the coast, so you're going to need to keep it fairly straight on this golf course. This hole in particular, though, the fairway is actually rather generous, so you do get a little bit of reprieve off the tee. And you really want to hit the fairway because that green is very tiny, Rich.
Just an ideal lie, Frank. What can he do from here?
Well, if he takes advantage of the tee shot now and goes at this flag, then he'll certainly gain on the field.
Wow, way to the right here.
And there's rough over there.
So the second of the par 4 goes begging, and now I'll have to rely on the short game.
Yeah, but a short game, as we all know, can redeem a lot of mistakes. See if he does it here. Not a problem there, Rich.
Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. That had to really hurt, Frank, because it looked good all the way.
Well, this will test his mettle.
Just a couple of feet. So that's a drop shot. Three rounds in the books. Outside the top 10 going to the final 18. Frank, what are your thoughts?
Well, I think you're going to have to approach the final round in a couple of different phases. Try and be aggressive early on. If you do get a few birdies in the bank, you really still can fancy yourself with a chance to win. It'll all depend on that start tomorrow.
EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the start of the FedEx Cup playoffs. Today, it's live final round coverage of the Northeast Invitational. Hello again and welcome. Rich Lerner alongside my colleague Frank Nobilo here today calling the action from the cliffs at Lighthouse Point. And Frank, this course features some breathtaking scenery.
It certainly does, Rich. Changes of elevation, and it's in phenomenal shape. We've got to send our thanks out to the superintendent, Peyton Duncan, who's got the course exactly primed. You should enjoy it. You should enjoy the views. Take your camera as well. This is very scenic up in New England.
Now at the par 3 14th, over another body of water. Frank, you could make some big numbers on this golf course. I would think if you walk out of here today having shot under par, you have to be really happy.
Certainly is big boy golf playing around the cliffs at Lighthouse Point, Rich. And this is another example here at this beefy par 3, 240 yards. You can see Lake Zimmer protects the front of this green and to the right. And that's obviously where they get all their irrigation water from. But there's enough green left of the flag here. That's really what you've got to be looking at, that front left section.
Frank, golf may be the best sport to follow from this standpoint. You can get closer to the great athlete in golf than you can in any other sport. You could stand 5 feet from Tiger Woods at a tee box as he's getting ready to drive. I mean, that's really unusual in sports.
Yeah, it's a different type of spectator sport, especially if you follow your favorite player all the way around the golf course. Because it's not like waiting for your favorite hitter in a baseball game. You know, you've got to wait several innings. You can literally see him hit every single shot, drive through the putt. This is not heading in the right direction.
Well, it looks like it's going to be in the rough. Into the tall cabbage. That ball is swallowed up. Shot now from the rough. Frank, what's he facing?
Well, the lie first and foremost. If it's sitting down, then obviously you're not going to get a very good contact. Nothing wrong with coming up a little bit short of the green. Problem is turning one mistake into another. I mean, this skill, and that was sublime.
Just good hands, coming out of the rough, able to manage the distance, and now in great position. You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. Good effort and good par putt. The round continues at Lighthouse Point, and Frank, the 15th hole is a par 4, only 387 yards. He has given this one the full treatment. Perfect release through the ball. And this shot is on the fairway, over 300 yards. Well, he's going to have to hit the same club a lot harder or just hit another one. Playing this par 4, still not on the green after that second shot.
But still not done. A good third shot, maybe get away here with par.
Starting to move on this leaderboard now, Frank.
It's got a nice look to it. Another who's who.
And another fun hole here at Lighthouse Point. It's the last par 3 on the back nine as we begin this closing stretch. 241 yards downhill, par 3 16th.
Well, there's a big green, and they're going to use every inch of it.
See if you can get this one to drop here at the 16th for a birdie. Par yesterday, now for birdie. Count that for a birdie. 17th hole is another par 5, 613 yards. Frank, how do you play it?
Well, only the longest hitters can get here in 2. It's 2 big hits, that's for sure. S-shaped fairway, so if you can't reach the par 5 and 2, you can still plot your way down there for a nice little pitch, and really great opportunity to get one back off the scorecard.
They'll be pretty happy with that 290-yard poke off the tee. Second from an excellent lie. Third shot, looking for a good one. Safely aboard. Birdie putt coming up. Had a par on this hole yesterday. I thought that was in.
Yeah, it looked good. I mean, line, pace, it's hard to be critical of that.
Trying to grind out a par here. Needs it.
A good solid stroke there. No sign of nerves on that.
Frank, as we arrive here at 18, I'm thinking about what we so often hear up here in New England. You can't get there from here, or can you at this par 4 finishing hole? Frank, you've been around this game for a pretty long time. Are players, in fact, more athletic today than they were, say, 20, 25 years ago?
There's no question, Rich, they are. That we've borrowed from other sports. If you can't make the player better, you can make them more athletic. And in the end, you're still making the golfer better.
Frank, this one's not looking good.
Yeah, certainly not down the fairway line, heading toward the rough.
Pretty good result right there, considering...
It looked rough all the way,
Exactly.
Rich. It really did.
Frank, uphill shot, what did you like to do on a play like this?
The biggest thing really is to try and work on your balance. You've got to make sure you get through the shot and normally take an extra club.
Headed for the bunker? That's a disappointment right there, Frank.
Yeah, green light special, really. Come up considerably short.
You know how to play this shot, Frank, right? You keep your chin up, you look down your nose at the ball, you have to pick it cleanly, and keep your head still. Nice approach shot. He'll be happy with that. Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read.
Do that.
Frank, we did see some good golf out there today, but others really struggled.
Yeah, any competitive player wants to win. We don't doubt that, but we know you're not going to win them all. So it's still important for every golfer to continue to gain experience, to actually get something out of each and every tournament they play in.
NBC Golf Channel on EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the second leg of the FedEx Cup playoffs. Today, it's live opening round coverage of the Deutsche Bank Championship. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo. We're at the TPC Boston in Massachusetts. Frank, this is a really good-looking golf course.
Fun golf course too, Rich. Starts off with a relatively soft par 4, not very long, and then, of course, the fourth hole. You remember that on TV. It's a drivable par 4. 5, really, this beautiful dogleg left par 4. I think it's one of the prettiest holes on the golf course. Reminds me of Sunningdale in England. 7's a par 5. 2 good hits, you might be able to get home. Don't talk about the ninth to Phil Mickelson. Never really likes that hole at all. So made a mess of it over the years. Good finish there at 18, but really, if you want to look at maybe a tough stretch in the back nine, 13, 14. If you make a couple of pars through there, then you've done well.
Well, that was a beautiful drive, Frank. Really good position to take advantage.
Sitting up beautifully in the fairway.
Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
He's making the game look very simple now. See it, hit it, and he's got it right on track. 8-foot putt here. Frankie took plenty of time on this birdie putt. He looked at it from 3 different angles. He forgot one very important ingredient.
Yeah, pace. You can definitely fall in love with the line, even with approach shots as well, but obviously we see it more on putting.
Well, not in contention, but in for par. Frank, like all TPC golf courses, TPC Boston has the fan in mind. So you see those mounds throughout the golf course that gives people a chance to just sit, relax, and watch some golf. And there's a nice shady spot on the hill behind the 11th.
Yeah, that's just before the 12th tee, and you really do get a look at the tee shots coming in at 11, as well as the little undulations and contours on that massive green.
Not quite what he was hoping for, the tee shot in the bunker. Frank, there's nothing like catching a bunker shot just perfectly. Splashes out, lands softly, and just runs up to that hole.
Yeah, it's like 3D. There's the component in the strike where it's going to land, and then the third part of it is how much will it roll.
Oh, can't hide the flagstick from that man. Frank, let's hope he doesn't make double bogey now.
That's the saddest coming out in you, Rich.
This one just requires a little bit of focus. So with that, the score is now at even par. Frank, the 12th looks to be a pretty straightforward par 4.
Just bends to the left. There's a big sort of crop of mounds on that right side. If you can just go a little left of those, you get a nice kick forward.
That's nice to roll in a 25-footer now and then. Those feel good. But still, there's nothing like hitting that perfect tee ball. Long and straight.
Yeah, you can puff out your chest, last to play, the advantage, holes shorter. Basically, the list goes on.
That is an excellent play right there. The approach, getting him another good look. Shouldn't be a problem here. Oh, man.
I just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts. So a tester from 4 feet. Drops it, and he's at even par. 13th hole is where the action is right now. Let's take you there. Just a mediocre first round up to this point from our featured golfer. Frank, what are some keys to making something happen down the stretch?
Well, if this is the worst score that they shoot all week, I think that's one of the keys, because this is a position to vault forward from.
Frank, not overly long, but still a pretty good spot and in the fairway.
Yeah, that's in that 280 mark.
He'll need to catch this solid, 190 yards away. Frank, the FedEx Cup playoffs have become so big, so important, and TPC Boston hosting one of those playoff events.
And a chance to get some momentum, too. You've just come off Barclays, so if you can start to string together a couple of good weeks in a row, you'll more than guarantee a start at the Tour Championship.
Good-looking shot right here. Getting set for this next shot from the rough, what does the player need to be careful of here, Frank?
Well, this is where we're going to see exactly how good they are, because, you know, that's not exactly the best lie, but it's sort of doable if you know what you're doing.
Oh, my goodness, he just made that. I cannot believe it.
I was thinking he might get it close, and just a great shot.
Frank, at the 14th down, anytime you get a par 4 that is almost 500 yards, it gets your attention.
It does play downhill, though, so you don't have to smash away here. It's better if you can get something moving a little right to left. Then it will take the natural slope. You get a little more yardage out of it that way.
Frank, right where you want to be.
Wouldn't be better if it was on a tee. Second shot.
What a shot. Setting up for an eagle here. Settles in over the putt. And with that, he'll go to 3 under. So, one round in the books and a lot to chew on here.
There is. This is going to be a tough championship to pull away. The standard of golf, especially that first page of the leaderboard. Excellent golf.
NBC Golf Channel on EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the second leg of the FedEx Cup playoffs. Today, it's live second-round coverage of the Deutsche Bank Championship. We're here at TPC Boston in Massachusetts. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo for EA Sports, set to bring you all of the action. And Frank, how does this course set up for the golfers out here today?
Well, Gil Hands and Brad Faxon, they did a lot of changes a few years back to sort of open up some of the driving areas. Consequently, you see there's a little bit more of a reward for the longer hitters. Fairways aren't really as tight as what you'll see on some other golf courses. Long and straight certainly gives you a big advantage at TPC Boston.
This is host of the Deutsche Bank Championship. That's a tournament that is part of the FedEx Cup playoffs. Up with the big boys now, Frank.
Well, we saw that previous tee shot go 310. This one's further.
Ready for his second shot, trying to knock it on the green. Well, this is going to be an interesting day. The wind is howling, or as they would say in Scotland, just a wee breeze. Really good distance control there, playing well to his strengths. Made par yesterday, this one for birdie. Frank, I'm sure it feels good to get some red numbers on the card, but this tournament is probably too far out of reach at this point.
No question.
Strong wind here early in the round. How do you think this is going to affect the players, Frank?
Well, they've got to be clever on a club selection and the type of shot they want to hit now.
That one is bunker bound, it looks like. He in the bunker, still with a chance for an up and down. Not quite what he wanted. Tee shot is in the bunker. Now from the bunker.
Yeah, just a little splash out on this par 3.
And he's made it onto the green now. Locked in on the read and the speed. Frank, I thought that was in. Well, that's disappointing. He misses the par putt, and he'll have this for bogey. Makeable putt right here, currently sitting at 1 under for the round. Frank, it's been that kind of a tournament. Another bogey.
Yeah, it's not exactly a small gap between that player there and the rest of the field. That gap's got to feel like the Grand Canyon right now.
Just a good solid tee shot right there, about 280 yards. In the fairway, shouldn't be more than 200 yards to the flagstick. Well, it looks as though they're going to need to use all their strength to sort of hack it out of that rough, missing it off the tee here.
Oh, and it gets a good kick. It's only in the first cut.
That's not
too bad.
Frank, I like the way he sort of starts his swing a little bit on the outside and then drops it right on plane. Just in the first cut of rough, not a bad lie. The only issue is he might get a jumper here. Once considered the best PGA teaching pro in the country, our featured golfer makes birdie and now sits comfortably inside the cut line. Frank, par 4 13. Just swing away with that big stick with a driver?
Big advantage if you've got another 10 or 15 yards left in the bag here. If you can carry that left side, you certainly shorten this hole up.
Good contact, good result. Frank, the beauty of golf, we're not playing inside a dome with no wind. You have to be able to handle the elements.
You do, and that's really where the better player comes through. On a day like today, anything around par is going to be a good score, so just adjust your own mental par. This is not heading in the right direction.
Well, it looks like it's going to be in the rough. But he'll be disappointed with that, no doubt.
His swing didn't quite look right on that one.
He'll need to be strong with this. Frank, not close, but from that lie, not bad.
Oh, that's excellent. Seriously, given the conditions, Rich.
And getting ready for the putt. So close. That is a painful miss right there. And a bogey. Drop shot here at the 13th. Makeable putt right here. He is currently sitting at 1 under for the round. So a drop shot. Back here at the par 4 14th, ready to tee off. This is a big dog leg to the left. 495-yard hole, Frank.
Yeah, don't try and hug that left side too much. There's a bunch of little mounds, and the chances of getting a good lie there, next to none. Oh, beautiful swing, and the result is every bit as good.
Great strike and a great result. Sitting up, good chance to attack the flag. Looks like he's going to have a go at it here at the par 5, his second shot. That was a big, bold strike, and now a chance for a big, bold move. Putt for eagle coming up. Huge chance to climb the leaderboard. A putt for eagle. Did a nice job with that putt. Good read, good speed. Not a gimme, but well within his range. That birdie will help, Frank.
Certainly moving into the top half, that's for sure. And starting to narrow that number down in front.
All right, Frank, we're teed up at the 15th, and a lot to talk about with your caddy on this tee shot.
Yeah, which club, which line, series of bunkers down the left, that one short right doesn't really come into play. Another one, really, fairway first.
Pretty good drive here.
Another straight one.
Now it's right in his wheelhouse. Good position where he can attack the pin.
Yeah, he has all those options now. That ball's sitting up. You can bring it in high. You can bring it in low. The choice is yours.
That is always so disappointing from that kind of a spot when you come up short.
Yeah, you're licking your chops over that one. A shot you think you could hit directly at the flag. Now, test for the short game.
Pretty good shot right there. A makeable putt right here. He is currently sitting at 1 under par. good effort, a good par putt. That concludes the second round here at this amazing golf course. And Frank, I'm really looking forward to tomorrow.
I certainly am as well. The players have gotten off to a very good start, and they must have a good feel for the course right now and know what they have to do in order to win.
NBC Golf Channel on EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the second leg of the FedEx Cup playoffs. Today, it's live third-round coverage of the Deutsche Bank Championship. This is a long par 3, 230 yards. Headed for the bunker? Not quite what he was hoping for. The tee shot in the bunker. In the greenside bunker here, Frank. Nice to go to the beach, but not too often, we hope. Frank, that reminds you of maybe what, the greatest bunker player of all time? Bogey here yesterday, chance to better that today.
Oh, that even caught me by surprise, Rich. I thought par was in the bag.
This now for bogey. Something about this hole, it has not been kind. Bogey yesterday and staring at another one today. Well, too bad he gives one back. Twelfth hole now, looking at 461 yards on this par 4.
It doesn't look like there's much trouble off the tee, and that's because the trouble's with the second shot, that hazard to the right of this green.
Frank, not the longest hitter, but sometimes you win tournaments by putting it in a good spot, and that's where we are right here, 280 yards out.
Yeah, 280 down the middle of the fairway. That'll never get you in trouble.
Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on there. Easy birdie.
Birdie putt coming up. Had a bogey on this hole yesterday. Starting to pile up the birdies. 5 under par for the tournament. And another par 4 here at the 13th TPC Boston.
This is a slugger's paradise. Plays much longer than its 450 yards uphill. Big carry with the tee shot. That second shot's not exactly short either.
Frank, did you hear the sound of that coming off the club face?
It was like a cannon. Oh, that's fine.
Vijay Singh, Charlie Hoffman, and Big Henrik Stenson, they all have one thing in common. They all tied for the low tournament score at TPC Boston, 22 under.
And they're all good. Yeah, this is a golf course that obviously gives in to the longer hitters. And if there's just a little bit of sting taken out of the greens, then these long hitters have a huge advantage.
That one is bunker bound, it looks like. Playing this par 4, still not on the green after that second shot.
But still not done. A good third shot. Maybe get away here with par.
Well, in the sand, but it has been raked nicely, looking for something positive. And he's made the green. Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. Frank, that looked good to me. Just hammered that par putt, Frank.
Well, I don't know what he was thinking or what was going through his mind right there, but he better wake up in a hurry, because if this one doesn't go in, then that score is going to rack up very quickly.
Frank, this has been an absolute mess today and all week long.
You said it best.
Frank, at the 14th down, anytime you get a par 4 that is almost 500 yards, it gets your attention.
It does play downhill, though, so you don't have to smash away here. It's better if you can get something moving a little right to left. Then it will take the natural slope. You get a little more yardage out of it that way. Great Bobby Jones used to say the hardest shot in golf's the next one. Judging by that light, it's not going to be too hard.
Second from an excellent lie. All right, the approach shot is on the green, but he'll have a very testy putt coming up. Didn't fare too well on this hole yesterday. Made a bogey. Speed wasn't bad on that long putt, but the read wasn't very good. Coming off a bogey here yesterday, chance to make it right. Just playing excellent golf. 5 under for the tournament. Now at the par 4 15th, what do you think of this hole, Frank?
Oh, I love the strategy involved here. It's not just necessarily a driver off the tee. Smart play often comes on top here because it's a second shot hole.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Had a birdie here yesterday, in there close. Great opportunity for another one. So coming off the birdie on the previous hole, a chance now for yet another one.
And momentum all in his favor.
Well, that would have been a bonus had it gone in, but still, reasonable chance for par here.
Yeah, there's no damage. You're not going to birdie every hole.
Settles in over the putt. Been a little too much of that, Frank. Just sort of ho-hum pars. Final round coverage comes your way tomorrow for our entire crew. I'm Rich Lerner saying thanks for being with us on EA Sports, and so long for now. NBC Golf Channel on EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the second leg of the FedEx Cup playoffs. Today, it's live final round coverage of the Deutsche Bank Championship. Settled over the ball here at the 15th, 421 yards on this par 4.
Uphill, you can see everything that you have to avoid. Find the green grass in between.
Birdie putt coming up. Had a par on this hole yesterday. You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. He'll take par and move on. Frank, here at the 16th, you really see this sort of New England character, don't you?
Yeah, that stone wall now protects that sort of two-tiered green. And it sort of showcases the golf course. It just fits in beautifully with what Hans and Faxon have done to the golf course.
Appears to be a smart shot, Frank.
Yeah, no problem here. That's going to fly all the way.
Not terrible, but not his best.
Yeah, outside chance, really, for birdie, but really, it was a rather poor approach shot.
So a long putt there and just didn't read it quite right. Not a gimme, but well within his range. Wow, I thought that was in. Just a tap in to finish the hole. Frank, it has been that kind of a tournament. Another bogey. Frank, 412 yards on the card doesn't look like a whole lot, but
You can play a little longer, because really you've got to play it down the right. Don't play it as a dogleg. Just go point A and then point B.
this one is definitely heading left. Looks like it is going to end up in the rough. You have to think he'll be happy with that, given that it looked like it was headed right for the rough.
Yeah, it looked like that was the only place it was going to finish. But, well, it's a little bit unexplainable. Let's see what he does from here now. Lucky break. Safely on deck. Repetitive is often sounds boring. This is just shot after shot, and it's anything other than that. Spectacular.
Par yesterday, now for birdie. Frank, I'm sure it feels good to get some red numbers on the card, but this tournament is probably too far out of reach at this point.
No question.
Always makes the hole easier, playing it from the fairway. Now the second shot to the par 5. So the shot has landed, I'm not sure if it's on the mulch or in the mulch. Frank, this is always such a difficult spot for a golfer. You just hit one out of bounds, you're trying to regroup.
He's going to need to more than regroup now.
Getting set now for his fourth shot. Took the penalty after hitting it out of bounds.
Yeah, this can get away from him here.
Well, this one should be safely on deck here. How about that shot right there from that lie in the rough to knock it that close? That's good. These putts keep the round together. Frank, that's a par, and onward we go. Well, that'll wrap up our coverage of the final round. This is Rich Lerner alongside Frank Novelo for EA Sports. We'll see you next week. EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the third leg of the FedEx Cup playoffs. Today, it's live opening round coverage of the Orlando Classic. We're at one of the premier stops on the PGA Tour in Orlando, Florida. It's the Bay Hill Club and Lodge, the house that Arnold Palmer built. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Novelo for Golf Channel and EA Sports.
And Bay Hill, of course, the Arnold Palmer Invitational has been really the staple in the Florida swing on the PGA Tour.
And now let's go down to the action at the fourth. Early in the round, still holding steady, even par on the day.
Yeah, it's got that feel it could go either way here. Next few holes will probably tell us which way.
Nicely played shot, about 310 yards down the fairway. Looks like he's going to have a go at it here at the par 5, his second shot. Frank, tricky little third shot here at the par 5 fourth.
Especially if you don't have a full number, because there's just that little mound in the middle of the green. If you get on the wrong side of that, instantly you can be 30, 40 feet away. So check where the flag is. Is it front? Is it back? And then try and land it in that section.
Pretty good shot right there, about 10 feet away, setting up the putt for birdie. Getting set now over the putt. That was a good-looking putt, just not falling right now.
Sadly, he's going to be disappointed.
Just 5 feet left. Oh, you can see the frustration. Almost kicked his putter head right there with a drop shot here at the fourth.
Even par currently.
So that's a bogey, and now to 1 over par for the tournament. Now to the 5th hole. And off the tee, Frank, how do these fairway bunkers sort of factor into your mindset as you prepare to tee off?
Well, if you watch the pros play on the Arnold Palmer Invitational, you see two different strategies here. Just an iron off the tee, give yourself a full shot in, or, well, if you're a longer hitter, take it over that bunker on the left.
Well, this one's sweet, Frank.
Super.
That one is in the fairway, down there about 290 yards. And he's set up for his second shot here, looking to knock it on the green. Appears to be what they call a commercial play. Very solid. Good, clean contact and a nice result. And a chance for birdie coming up.
It's no snack, though. Rich, it's been a very good workmanlike performance. Yet another birdie.
Into the top 15 on the leaderboard. Frank, talk to us about the 6th hole here at Bay Hill. Intimidating to look at as
I don't want to talk about it, Rich. I don't like the look of the hole. It's too tough. It intimidates everybody.
I can't imagine what players would be feeling walking up to this tee box.
Yeah, stand there. You'll find out.
Just a good solid tee shot right there, about 280 yards.
Second shot.
This one doesn't look good.
There's water over there.
Might need some wings just to clear this hazard.
That water is looking rather intimidating.
This now the 4th shot after the last one was in the water.
Yeah, just somehow just get it on the green.
Frank, this is one you don't practice, but sometimes you have to do it. Time for the drop.
Yeah, it should be the easiest shot in golf. You've just paid for it. This has to go in the hazard.
He needs to get up or it's going in. Thank goodness, Frank, back on dry land here.
As long as this one avoids it.
This is the 6th shot after that previous shot went into the water.
Rich, you know, after you've already made one mistake in the rough, there's a chance he's going to make another.
Just trying to get it back out into the fairway and not make a big number. In the bunker, still with a chance for an up and down. Great professionals, Frank, they don't fear the greenside bunker shot, do they?
No, because you can be as aggressive or as conservative as you want. You actually have far more options. And you don't have to hit the ball first.
Oh, can't hide the flagstick from that man. Locked in on the read and the speed. So, with that, 3 over par now for the round. Frank, the good news as you come to the 7th after that beast of a par 5 is that it's just under 200 yards and there's no water.
Yeah, it's not as long as the second, but it's just as demanding. Very narrow entry into this green. This looks like it's heading for the bunker.
Getting some sand in the shoes now. For a second straight hole, he's in the bunker. Now from the bunker.
Yeah, just a little splash out on this par 3.
And he's made it onto the green now. Been a little too much of that, Frank, just sort of ho-hum pars. Let's move on to the 8th, and Frank, what's ahead here?
Big par 4, just over 450 yards. Ideally, you want to get it down by that bunker where it's nice and flat, because that second shot, you know what's coming up.
Frank, it makes the game easy when you play it from the fairway.
Especially when you play it from a lie like that.
This is position A, right in the fairway, and 180 yards to go.
Oh, this is heading in the wrong direction.
Uh-oh. Wow, lucky break right there, Frank.
Well, that's what everyone else is going to say, except him.
How do you like that? He's holding. Just a phenomenal play right there. Frank, as you step to the tee here at the 8th, what are you seeing?
Another hole that suits the long hitter, Rich. That bunker just over 300 yards. The further you get down there, the shorter club you have in over the water.
EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the third leg of the FedEx Cup playoffs. Today, it's live second-round coverage of the Orlando Classic. Moving on now, Frank, we're at the par 3 7th hole. What's the challenge here?
Really, the high ball hitters have an advantage here. Just try and carry it in the middle of the green.
See if he can get something going here. 2 straight birdies. Very well done. Almost made it.
Yeah, there'll be no stress for the next one.
This one just requires a little bit of focus. Nothing wrong with that par putt. Getting ready to tee off here at the 8th. Frank, this hole has it all. Dogleg, bunkers, water. How do you successfully navigate it?
It's such a pretty looking hole, Rich. That bunker down the left just sort of pops out and you see it. So you can either work it off that to the right, either that or just aim a little right. But be careful of those trees on the right.
Right out of the center of the bat.
Did you hear that?
Set for his next shot from a good position in the fairway. Frank, this is just a pleasure to watch. A player hitting on all cylinders at the top of his game.
Notice it's just flowing too. There's not a lot of deep analysis going through his mind. Just one step in front of the other. If your swing's there, you don't have to find it. If your putting stroke's there, you don't have to find it. Just let it happen.
That would be a great look at birdie. Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either. We haven't seen a whole lot of that, Frank, but that has to feel good. Finishing up here on the front side at Bay Hill with a lengthy par 4. What's the key, Frank?
Well, the hole's relatively flat, but the rough on the right comes into play. If you can carry that ball 300 yards, then just take it in over the bunker.
Not the longest, but not bad. 295 yards in the fairway. Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag. In the direction of the sand.
Looks like it. Not his best shot, and now he'll have to deal with a bunker.
Yeah, they say the hardest shot in golf, the next one.
The greenside bunker, Frank, little bit of a problem. Setting himself up for a good weekend, the wily golf instructor makes his birdie. Setting up to start the back nine here, and if it's anywhere near as good as the front nine, Frank, he'll be very happy with his score at the end of the day.
Yeah, the hardest thing right now is to just keep doing the same thing without focusing on the score.
Looks to be a good setup going into the green here at the 10th. Well, he's going to have to hit the same club a lot harder or just hit another one. Should be pretty good right there. On the safe side. Good chance now for a birdie. That was an outstanding play.
Well, it's almost a guarantee there after that shot.
Settles in over the putt. So into the top 15 on the leaderboard with that birdie. A few more, and who knows, maybe top 10 or top 5. Frank, just some great golf here today.
Yeah, that's a round to remember. Not often you play that well and you feel like you were head and shoulders above the rest of the field.
What a thrill to watch. And for Frank Nobilo and our entire team, I'm Rich Lerner saying so long for now. EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the third leg of the FedEx Cup playoffs. Today it's live third-round coverage of the Orlando Classic. And now we go down to the first hole. Frank, time for the third round and time for a good start.
That's right. 2 rounds in the bank. And what will today have to offer?
Frank, not the longest hitter, but sometimes you win tournaments by putting it in a good spot, and that's where we are right here, 280 yards out.
Yeah, 280 down the middle of the fairway. That'll never get you in trouble.
Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
That one is bunker bound, it looks like. Well, too bad. He'll have to play from the bunker. Well, in the sand, but it has been raked nicely, looking for something positive. Okay, good shot on the dance floor. Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. Drops for a par. Back to the action here at the Bay Hill Club and Lodge. Second hole, it is a pretty demanding par 3, Frank.
Goal really is to just carry that front bunker or sneak it a little right of that and try and cheat it around.
Frank, this is still a mind blower to me. Tiger won the Arnold Palmer Invitational at Bay Hill 4 times in a row from 2000 to 03. You played the game at the highest level. How hard is that?
It's almost unimaginable to Rich because, you know, Bay Hill changes each and every year when they have the tournament. But there was always also the look of resignation of the other players. There's never really been a golf course that really suits Tiger Woods any better. He hits the ball a long way. He hits it high. Greens are firm and fast. It's just built for him. And not only has he won it 4 times in a row, it's 8 total now.
Safely aboard. Boy, this could be a tough one right here, Frank.
It's a very long putt, Rich. Obviously, it's difficult, but he still has a shot to sink this one for birdie.
Close. Couldn't ask for much more on that putt. Not a gimme, but well within his range. Well, not in contention, but in for par. Frank, now to the third hole here at Bay Hill. If you have a case of the snap hooks, you're in some serious trouble here.
You're going to run out of golf balls here as well, but a good tee shot's going to leave you something like 150, 160 yards into a very narrow green. Long and straight.
That's how you do it. He has given this one the full treatment. Perfect release through the ball. And this shot is on the fairway, over 300 yards. Second shot, good look at the green.
There's a bunker over there.
I think he's headed for it. Just a bit offline and into the bunker. So the second of the par 4 goes begging, and now I'll have to rely on the short game.
Yeah, but a short game, as we all know, can redeem a lot of mistakes. Let's see if he does it here.
Wow, what a shot. Doesn't even need the putter. Now to the par 4 third, 434 yards and plenty of trouble on that left side.
One of the hardest tee shots on the front side. Water very much in play down the left. beautiful swing, and the result is every bit as good.
Frank, not overly long, but still a pretty good spot and in the fairway.
Yeah, that's in that 280 mark.
Second from an excellent lie. Frank, that ball's sitting up like it's on plush carpeting.
Rich, if you and I had lies like that every time, we'd still be playing this game for a living.
Steeply up the hill here. This is going to play very long. Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on that. Easy birdie.
Frank going for another birdie here.
Just to get on a real roll.
Has it. Now to 7 under for the tournament. Fifth hole at Bay Hill. Frank, this is a chance to employ some course management as opposed to maybe brute strength. What do you think?
Yeah, rather soft par 4. No water here, but bunker down the left and bunker down the right. Pinches into that corner. So if you're a little wayward, an iron here is not a bad idea.
That one is in the fairway, down there about 290 yards. Frank, nice to have a short iron into a par 4 here at Bay Hill, but still no guarantee that you'll make the birdie or even par.
But a reward for a good one, exactly the way you've described it. This is one hole that's a swing hole. Hit a good shot in here, you're going to have inside 10, 15 feet for a birdie. Make a mistake, then all of a sudden you're scratching your head. How did I make 5?
Chance for birdie after that beautiful shot. And getting ready for the putt. Needs a few more of those. That was a good birdie.
Yeah, this time that one gets him in the top 10.
Frank, you've been there at so many tournaments around the world. One round to go, a chance to win. What's that feeling like?
Oh, this is the fun part, knowing whether or not your body can handle the situation. You've got to push it to the limit. But that's what sport and golf is all about. Trying to do something that you've dreamed of for so long.
EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the third leg of the FedEx Cup playoffs. Today, it's live final round coverage of the Orlando Classic. Welcome to the King's Palace, Arnold Palmer's Bay Hill Club and Lodge, Frank, right in the heart of Orlando, Florida.
Yeah, for so long it has been the showcase for Florida golf. Of course, the King's Palace, and it has produced many a great champion over the years.
Par 4 13th, Frank, you've played it on a number of occasions. How do you attack this hole?
Really one of the shortest on the golf course, but this is a fool's paradise here. There's a lot of things that can go wrong.
Pretty good drive here.
Another straight one.
Not the longest, but not bad. 295 yards in the fairway. Players still fighting the strong winds out there today. Par 4 13th, Frank, how do you hit this approach shot?
Rich, it's the first par 4 at Bay Hill where the water is actually on the right of the green, and that has to be taken into consideration. Just a little errant shot, and then you're going to be wet. So a little left of the flag, that's where you want to be.
I mean, really on top of his game right now. That was a splendid approach shot. This from about 10 feet. Made a good run at birdie. He'll have to focus now. Try to walk away with the par. This one just requires a little bit of focus. In for par. Another challenging par 3 here at Bay Hill. It's the 14th, 216 yards, Frank.
It plays uphill, prevailing breeze too, into your face, so normally much longer than its yardage. This one's going left, Rich.
Not knocking down the flagstick here, but looks as though it will find the green. Not terrible, but not his best.
Yeah, outside chance, really, for birdie, but really, it was a rather poor approach shot.
So close.
And yet it still counts for another shot.
Makeable putt right here. He is currently sitting at 1 under for the round. And drops it in. At the 15th hole now at Bay Hill, this is a massive dogleg, Frank.
Yeah, if you're a Bubba Watson type player and you can move the ball around, you can move it left to right, that'll certainly help the tee shot. If you're average Joe, though, just hit it down the left. Take your medicine.
He just blasted that one down the fairway. Out there about 325 yards. Now the approach shot, par 4, 15th hole. Frank, break it down.
Green narrows up the further back you go, so the most generous place to land the ball is in the front half of this green. It's also the flattest section of the green.
Frank. Obviously, way too much club there.
You got to think something like that, or at least misread the wind. This is never going to sit down.
That one was running so hot. Well, bunker play is really about technique and feel. The two greatest ever are probably Gary Player and Seve Ballesteros. Seve actually was so good, he was so skilled, that he could open up a 3-iron, that's right, a 3-iron, on a short bunker shot from a green side bunker and splash it to a couple of feet as if he had just used a 60-degree sand wedge. Amazing. Oh, this looks good.
It certainly is.
Well, this is the kind of strong wind that will really test a player. Interesting, with the almost space-age advancements in golf equipment, what with new, lighter materials, and with the increased focus on fitness and strength, players are hitting the ball longer than ever. That has forced architects to lengthen the golf courses without sacrificing the integrity or the shot value of the original design. Crucial eagle attempt on the way. You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. That would have been a real bonus had it dropped, but as it is, good putt. Shouldn't be a problem here.
Sneaking into contention here for that birdie.
Top 15 now on the leaderboard. Well, this could be good.
It was almost like that's what he wanted to do, but why would you want it to run over the back? Second shot.
Pretty good shot right there. Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. Drops for a par. 2008, Frank, Tiger made that 25-foot putt right here at the 18th, final round to beat Bart Bryant by a shot. Then again, for a second straight year, he birdied this hole to defeat Sean O'Hare.
He's had a similar putt there at least 3 or 4 times, actually, to win the event. And he's been one of the few players to read it correctly.
Frank, right where you want to be.
Wouldn't be better if it was on a tee.
Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Well, this one should be safely on deck here. Well, that is an exceptional shot on the green and in position for a birdie.
Yeah, it's a formality now.
Starting to move on this leaderboard now, Frank.
It's got a nice look to it. Another who's who.
So that concludes the final round here at this spectacular setting. Frank, final thoughts on the tournament?
Rich, I thought this was really a fantastic venue that challenged the players, and we saw some exciting golf out there all across the board.
Oh, g'day, g'day, g'day. How's it going, mate? Oh, still tired. So, BBD, how are you? Still tired. So, how are you? Oh. Oh man, I slept too long today. Sleep's all over the place. Oh, g'day, man. How's it going? Straight. You know, the funny thing is, actually, I remember I used to, my accent used to slip in and out all the time when I was, this is going back a long, long time ago now. But the last time I stayed over in Australia for 6 months, I came back and I pick up accents because I like to impersonate accents and stuff. So I kind of just went into Australian mode when I was over there. Like when I was working, doing a lot of bar work, and then when I worked on, specifically when I worked on Bondi, my Australian accent really came into play because I was staying with an Australian family, and they just kind of molded me into this kind of Aussie for the 2 months I stayed with them, and it was amazing. I really miss it over there, you know, it's just such a lovely place. I do, I miss Australia so much. Like, I'm aching to go back there next year. It can't come soon enough. Oh, bless you. Yeah, I'm good, thank you. I'm just tired because I've been asleep all day because of my shift work and stuff, so hence why I look a bit unshaven and stuff, and oh god, I've got a bit of feedback here as well, sorry. I brought over the virtual reality headset for my old man because he hasn't tried it yet, so oh Jesus, Jesus Christ.
NBC Golf Channel on EA Sports in association
they forced you
with
to
the PGA
assimilate,
Tour,
yeah.
proudly presents
You must
the final
assimilate.
event of the FedEx Cup playoffs.
Yeah,
Today it's live.
I got that virtual reality headset over from my old man. God bless his heart. He hasn't really tried it. He has,
where the
but not
likes
much.
of Brandt Snedeker, Tiger Woods, Jim Furyk, Bill Haas, Henrik Stenson, and Billy Horschel took the title.
4 a.m.
$10 million prize
It's 4 a.m. over here.
The FedEx Cup.
But yeah, like I said, I'm going
Donald
over to
Ross,
collect a new car tomorrow,
played by the greatest players in the game.
should be nice.
This is Rich Lerner, along with Frank
But,
Nobilo in the booth for EA Sports.
God, I
Let's
haven't
jump
woken up
down
yet.
to
I'm
the
gonna have to have
action.
2 cups of tea because it's. Oh, you love PSVR? That's
you
great.
down
Yeah, it
to
is great, isn't it? Because I'm getting my dad into it. He tried the
Nothing
shark thing when you go down
spectacular to this
underwater.
point in the first round. What
Absolutely
does the player need to do just to kind of
crapped
generate
himself.
some momentum?
I actually think they're playing
I wish I'd recorded it. It would have been those, those golden meme moments. He literally jumped out of his chair when the shark came at him, you
Ebbs
know.
and flows in this game. At the moment, it's just almost like a holding pattern. But it's time to change
Might as
that.
well just finish this. Oh shit!
We just saw a player in total
You play
control of what he's
PSVR?
doing. Didn't
Oh, that's
disagree in
great.
regulation all day long. Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business.
Yeah, let me turn the TV down. Hang on a minute. If I turn the TV down, sound would be a little bit better, mate. You know what I mean? Hang on it. No, I haven't played the Batman one. I've got it. I bought it. And it's one of the games, I've got so many bloody games on my hard drive. I've got like 150 games. I buy them all digitally.
Now headed in the right direction into red
I
figures at 1
love,
under par after the
I
break.
absolutely love PSVR, so I'm going to definitely try it.
12th hole doesn't look very long on the card, just 391
Well, I'm going to
yards,
try
a par
Batman.
four,
I'll
but
download it in a little
requires
while, actually.
accuracy
I
off the tee, and there is that
The
bunker
next one
on
I'm
the
really
right,
looking forward
and
to
the bunker
is
short of the green,
Soul
so the
Calibur
player
6,
will have to
because
be
you know, I love my
precise.
fighters and stuff. But yeah,
Get it in the
PSVR
right
is great.
spot
I
off
tell you
the
one,
tee, then
I
you
just
have a
bought
chance to win this
Astro
battle.
Ball. I don't know if you've seen the streams I did. That is an incredible game, seriously. Go and have a look at it. It's the nuts, honestly. Sorry to be crude, but it is honestly the best VR experience I've ever had.
He's digging in.
It's
Oh no, look out, Frank. I think he flushed that one.
Oh, this is going, gone.
yeah, I've seen the graphics on it. They look fantastic, like when you're in the back cave and stuff. Oh yeah, I'll definitely try it.
Done.
Yeah, it looks great.
A good third shot, maybe get away here with par.
Wow, Frank.
I love the fact
just to get it on the green from that line.
I love the fact that you've got like a full-time career, and that you still find time to game. I love that.
That sneaky distance.
Because that's what I try and do as well. You know, like I try and fit it in with my nursing and stuff. And oh shit, god damn. Wait a minute.
So early on the backside,
damn, I got a bogey.
The 12th hole, missed opportunity. Just a couple of feet. So with that, the score is now at even par.
Yeah,
This
the graphics
is a
do look very
driving
good.
hole. From the championship tee box, players will aim just to the right of those fairway bunkers. A left center fairway position is ideal.
It's
Right
it's
center
important
workable, but
to
it
like
means dealing with
always
the
keep
right
hold of
greenside
your
bunker on the
oh
approach.
Jesus,
Like many
and all
others
that
here at
stuff.
East Lake, the green is
I know,
sloped
no, I
back
can
to
pull
the
this back.
front. That's classic Donald Ross.
It's important to
Ball position on
to
the
make sure that
green
you
critical.
can still manage to enjoy yourself and
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely
like really
licking
kind of
his
relish in the
chops here.
things that
Good
you
chance
enjoy.
to make a birdie.
Because too many people let a career take their lives over, you know.
Bunkers don't
And
seem
it's,
to be in play. The only thing you're really looking
unlike
at right
you, I
now
like
is
to kind
just
of-
the flag.
I like to kind of indulge in the things I enjoy, you know. 'cause
Another good
some of
swing,
the
and it
people
looks
just-
like, Frank, another really good
Shit.
shot. So a chance for birdie after another solid approach shot.
That's awesome. Same here. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Settles in over the putt.
I tell you what, though, when I come over to Aussie, I'm 100% bringing my PlayStation 4.
And with that birdie,
Or-
moves to third place.
I don't know. I'm not sure if I could. No, it might get broken. I don't know what I'm going to do.
Straightaway par 4 here at East Lake, and the
This
Tour
is going to sound
Championship,
really over the top, but I'm almost
14,442
considering getting
yards.
another one while I'm over there. Like, because then I can log into
This one is
my account,
definitely
obviously.
heading left. Looks like it is going to end up in the rough.
When I get there, I'm going to be staying in
given that it looked like it was headed right for the rough.
Yeah,
Brisbane
it looked like that was
initially.
the only place it was going to finish, but
I do a lot of kind of
well,
road travel
it's a
when I
little bit
when I go to
unexplainable. Let's see
different
what he
countries.
does
So
from here
I'm going to
now.
be in
Lucky
Brisbane,
break.
then I'll go to Perth, then I go to where am I going? I'm trying to think. I've forgotten my itinerary.
Really good distance control there, playing well to his strengths.
Yeah, I've been thinking about getting a gaming laptop actually.
Frank going
I have,
for two
well,
in
I've
a row
got
now.
quite a powerful PC, but I keep it over here with the folks. It's right there. It's, but I do need to get a gaming laptop. That's a damn good. Have you got a gaming laptop?
And with that birdie, moves into second place. Second round.
I'm sorry if there's a little bit of feedback on here. It's
for
just
our entire crew.
here. I can turn that down
I'm
now
Rich
because I know you
Lerner
can hear me.
alongside Frank Novello.
Oh man,
So long
get
for
on,
now.
man. Hey, Greedy, how's it going? How are you, Greedy? Just talking to BBD about Aussie. Hey, keeping pal? I've still got your videos to watch, by the way. Your
EA
pieces to camera.
Sports, in
I've
association with the
bookmarked them all.
PGA
Sorry,
Tour,
because obviously I fell
proudly
asleep.
presents
yesterday.
The final leg of the FedEx Cup playoffs. Today, it's live second-round coverage of the PGA Tour season finale. Well, it looks as though they're going to need to use all
going to be building a
strength to sort
PC.
of hack it out of that rough,
Awesome.
missing it off the tee here. Into the tall cabbage.
Excellent.
That ball is swallowed up.
What build are you going to be using? I've got a friend who's
second shot from the rough. It's
he's
on the
building
way.
I'll tell you now, hang on. Rob, g'day Rob, how's it going, mate? How's it going, mate? Flyman Galama, mate. Wait a minute, mate. There it is. Here it is, mate. He's building a Ryzen CPU. He's got an AM4 Ryzen CPU, mate. AM4 motherboards and a DDR4 RAM. Beautiful, mate. You know what I mean? Ah, Robbo. Yeah, g'day, Robbo. What's up? G'day, flaming hell, Robbo. What's up, mate? Remember when my friend and I were kids,
in the country, our featured golfer makes birdie,
and this is like over here when I lived in Ireland initially, and like Neighbours was really popular over in Ireland back in the 80s, back in the 90s, sorry, and
the 12th is only
I remember the scene where Joe Mangle,
downhill par 4,
he answers the door. He's trying to tell Kerry that the
another positional hole.
how much money supposed to use them. I'll have help with it and just pay the money. Oh, that's fair enough. Yeah,
It's really flat.
Paying attention like a little kid at school, Frank. That baby's sitting up.
Get somebody to do it for you. Yeah,
it's got
why
the
not?
best view as well. You don't even
But anyway,
need
there was this
binoculars
scene where
ball is.
he walks into
Seems to like it. Looks like it's headed for the green.
he's telling Kerry that he loves her. He goes, look, Kerry, I love you. I've always loved you. I want you, me and Sly to be a family.
Concentrating
I mean,
on the
come
read.
on, love. What? And then there's a knock on the door. Oh, flaming hell. He goes, I'll go and get it. And then he goes to the door and he goes, what do you want, Nick? And he goes, Jim just sent me over to get the beers. He goes, well, they're in the kitchen. And then he walks off. And then Joe stands at the door and goes, honestly, a bloke could have to be nanas. Mrs. Mangle. How dare you, Mrs. Mitchell?
Don't leave it short. Wow.
Yes, Mrs. Mangle. She was very posh,
Makeable
wasn't
putt
she?
right here. Currently sitting at 1 under
Mrs.
for the
Mangle,
round.
she was amazing. Vivian Grey, what an actress. I'm actually friends with a guy that used to be in Neighbours.
Bars just aren't going to get it done, Frank.
Have to start aiming at some more flag sticks.
I'm actually friends with two people who used to be in Neighbours, actually, ironically, because when I was over in Australia, it was really odd how this happened. I was looking at some property over there, and this is going back quite a while ago, 10 years ago, and I was looking at some property over there, and I was with a friend, and a real estate agent came along, and you know when you see somebody's face and you go, I recognise that person, but I just can't place it. Anyway, I didn't say anything. I was like, he's just obviously got a face that looks recognisable or something, you know, that kind of face, mate. And, oh shit.
That's a bit offline in the road.
I was chatting away and he was showing us around the house, and then I came outside and I said, look, I'm going to go mad if I don't ask you this. I said, but you look really familiar. I said, have I met you before, or have we,
back a little bit further on your
have we
stance
met?
because you're going to get a bit of grass.
And he looked at me and he goes, no man, I get that quite a lot. He goes,
and keep that
I said, I'm sure I know you. He goes, oh well, I used to be an actor. And I was like, oh, right, that's probably where I recognise you from.
So missed the
And,
fairway,
I was
now
like,
he's back
oh,
where
okay.
he needs to be.
Yeah,
And,
minimize the problems.
So he's chatting away to me, and I left it there. And as I was leaving, I said, look, man, I've still got to ask you, what did you used to be in? What would I recognise you from? And he said, oh, I used to be in the Sullivans, and then I used to be in Neighbours. And I was like, hang on, you used to be in Neighbours? He said, I used to love Neighbours.
Good look.
Who were you in Neighbours? And he told me I used to play the original Scott Robinson.
That today.
And I was like, hang on, what? He said, yeah, I used to play the original Scott Robinson. like as in
Frank, there's
before
an old
Jason Donovan.
basketball announcer who
And I
used
was
to
like,
say
shut
when a
up.
ball went
And he
in
said,
and out
no,
of the
I'm
cylinder,
serious.
just the
And
way
he
that
showed me a
one
picture
did,
of him,
he would
maybe
say,
then it was him, all right? And I was like,
"Ringtail howitzer."
what? Yeah, his name is Darius Perkins.
And that one just didn't go in.
And,
With time running out, Rich, that's what's going to make that
yeah.
bogey sting even more.
But I was like,
Can't afford to give him away. At
anyway,
this
I ended
point
up
in the
being quite good friends with the guy.
Here at East Lake in the Tour
And,
Championship, this par 4 14th is straight away, but it is narrow. You have to put the ball in play off the tee here.
Yeah. That I love. Oh, I'm sorry, I've been sent offshore.
Busted that.
Don't be too long, darling.
25 yards in the
I don't think I
fairway.
could survive another week without you. It's okay, love. You look after
Frank,
the
really
kids
good
and
chance from this
I'll be back
position
in no
to
time.
make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now
I'm
is
sorry,
the flag.
Mrs. Dempsey,
This is a green light
but your husband
special.
was killed in the line of duty. Oh, no. Don't know why I'm joking about that. It's pretty sad,
Frank,
really, isn't it? But,
obviously,
yeah.
way too much club there.
You've got to think something like that, or at least misread the wind. This is never going to sit down.
Just averted
Sullivan's,
danger right there. So close.
There's some great
Why
theme
does he have
tunes
all the
over
luck? This
Let's
hole's
see
been
if
good
you
to
can
him.
recognise
Birdie
what theme
yesterday,
tune this is.
trying
Like,
for
okay, we're
another
going to do
one
a theme
today.
tune quiz here. Okay, so if you can recognise the theme tune, I'm greedy you
Frank,
in on this as well, mate.
so many leaderboards
I don't know if you
in
know your
career.
Australian
This
soaps,
is the
but
way to do it, isn't it?
Well, there's plenty
You
of
have to get a
holes
lesson,
ahead too,
man.
Rich. Third
Okay.
place, a really good position to be playing
Here's a
from
great.
here on in.
Here's a theme tune.
Frank, right
I'm
where
going
you
to start
want
off
to
at
be
an
at the
easy
midway
one.
point of a tournament.
Yeah, you know your game's solid.
Okay.
The focus is more
What
on the
theme tune
leader,
is
and
this?
that you can just go out and play. Excellent position to be in.
Oh shit, I can't. Right, here we go. You ready? You know we belong together, you and I forever and ever. No matter where you are, you're my guiding star. And from the very first moment I saw you, I never felt such emotion. But what can I add? Just to know you are there. Hold me in your arms, don't let me go. I want to sing forever. You're my guiding star. You're my guiding star. That's it, mate. Yeah, you know what it is, don't you? Home and away. With you each day. Okay, here's another one for you. Considering you and me are the only ones who are on stream now, so okay, you ready? Here's another one. He used to give me roses, but that was now and then. But that was on the outside. Things were different then. On the inside the roses grow, but the rain keeps falling down. Na 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 na. And the morning comes around. Come on, you know what that one is, don't you? Yeah, definitely. We'll play Dead by Daylight together and we'll sing Aussie soap opera theme songs, mate. Sounds like a perfect night. Zombies and Australian soap operas. The two go hand in hand, mate. I mean, it's great, right? It's got to be done, mate. Do you know what that one was I just sang? I'm waiting anticipation, just worrying, thinking she's gonna think I'm some kind of crazy ass nutcase. Yeah, we'll definitely do that.
PC Golf Channel on EA Sports in association with the PGA
Come on, you must have
Tour.
known. Did you know what that last
proudly
song was?
presents the final leg of the FedEx
Don't keep
Cup
me hanging on this
playoffs.
girl, I mean,
Today
you know,
it's
shit.
live third-round coverage of the Tour Championship.
Do you know what that last one was?
On to the 7th hole
You
here
know
at
what that
East
song
Lake
was,
Tour
right?
Championship. That one is in the fairway.
Oh, what about
290 yards? So this is where club selection becomes much more important. Uphill, make sure you have enough stick, and then swing away.
Is she gonna get it? Oh, I'm just saying. I just got this image up here at your desk and some guy singing in a very high voice. What the hell's going on?
Good swing, good shot yet again.
BV, are you okay? You're listening to some idiot singing on a
Great
live
looking
stream.
birdie.
It's
Just
okay.
needs to keep it
He's
steady here.
a little
over the
bit
putt.
special.
Frank, I thought that was in.
Oh, bless him.
Man.
Is he allowed out at weekends?
Just pushed it.
That hurts.
Even par currently.
Okay.
That's a good par there, Rich.
Here's another dog leg to the left at
Yeah,
East
come on,
Lake in the
get-
Tour Championship. It's the 405-yard par 4 8th hole, and position is paramount here off the tee. You see those 3 fairway bunkers along the left side. You need to avoid
Hi,
those. You want to be
I'm
positioned on the right.
verisimilitude.
Get it down that right
I like
side
to
in the
sing to
fairway.
random
Have a good
strangers
chance
and
to attack the whole location.
will you be my friend? Yeah, I like to play golf games at 4:30 in the morning in a pink shirt.
So that sets up
We can
a
play
tougher
Bogle if you
second
want.
shot, missing the fairway with the drive, now in the rough.
Right, I can do a,
120
you know, I'll do a Forrest Gump.
East Lake Golf
wave.
Course is unique in so many
you
ways. It has
doing?
all the history of a young Bobby Jones learning the game of golf here. It also has a finishing hole that is a par 3. A brutal finishing hole, but a beauty
Take care,
indeed.
Grady.
As
Sorry
we
I'm
get
being
set
such
now
a
to bring you all the
dick
tournament
tonight.
coverage. Rich Lerner
How you keeping
alongside
anyway, buddy?
Frank Novello with the call.
Hello, Jenny. Is that Bubba? What you doing? Goodbye, Grady. I hope you have a nice
So the
sleep.
second of the par 4 goes begging, and now I'll have to rely on the short game.
Yeah, but a short game, as we all know, can redeem a lot of mistakes. See if he does it here.
Solid play, heart of the green.
It's at sneaky distance.
Take care, Grady. Ah, Jesus. Well,
Beautiful roll on that one.
it's not
Right
going too
in the
bad so
bottom.
far. Third in the season finale. Could be worse. Could be a lot better, of course.
We
you know,
mentioned
but
at the start of this tour
there you go now.
championship, East Lake is
Can't
a
always
par
get what
70,
you want.
so just 2 par 5s, and here is the first on
I
the
was
golf
the first
course.
boy
It's
in
the
the
ninth,
court to get it.
600 yards. There's some water in play.
Jesus.
Still, though, a good
You're
chance
off
for
into the
birdie.
rough in the trees there now, son. Jesus.
Into the thick stuff. That's a difficult
Well.
lie. Second shot coming out
About
of
to
the rough
shoot
here.
into shite jar. Oh, jeez, what the fuck? Jesus, what the hell is going on now? Hang on, what are you doing? What are you doing now, boy? Get a grip now, will you? There you go now, boy. That's a bit of a recovery shot there all night now, you know. Oh, Jesus. Oh, you're not too bad now, you know.
So from
That's how we
rough
like the boys
back
down
to
in
the fairway.
Cork.
That's the right
Talk
way to
now,
go.
you know.
Yeah, didn't take the
They're
bait.
good lads now, I like them
At least
all.
now,
I
he's
missed them
only
all
gonna
now.
play the price
Right.
of a poor tee shot. Still got a good
Vehicle's
chance though,
gonna
of getting
rush
away with
speed.
par.
Oh, no, look
Jeez.
out, Frank. I think
Oh,
you
no.
flushed that.
Ah, shit.
Oh, this is
Go on, go over now so I can do a little bit
going.
of checking, like, you know. Right.
Wow,
Oh, Jesus, I
lucky
don't
break
even know
right
that's
there,
on the
Frank.
green.
Well,
Is it on the green?
that's
I
what
don't
everyone
believe it.
else is going to say, except him.
Right. Okay,
Getting
now,
set
here we
now
go.
over the putt.
Here we go now. Oh, shite and all. Shite. Damn, man, you got to keep rolling.
Now
I
putt for
mean, you
par.
know.
Sizable putt from 16
girl.
feet.
Damn, girl. Hi.
Frank, you hear it so often. This is
Hi,
a game
this is
of
your
dealing with your
regular
miscues.
wake-up call in your earphones
That's the
at
beauty
work.
of this game of golf.
This is a message for
You
BBD
give it,
Gaming.
and
I
it
hope you
taketh
will.
away.
It's time for you to go. I hope you have a safe journey home, and let me know if you got home safe. Thanks for your wonderful company this afternoon. I shall be here. I'll probably be streaming something else. And if you'd like to join me, BVD, I'd be incredibly humbled and pleased for you to do so. It's 2:30 in the afternoon, and this is a special request for BBD, all the way in Melbourne. This is Southerly by Andrew Anderson. Remember, there's somebody out there that cares for you.
He'll walk away with a bogey.
An only dream that I must find, a loving heart,
FedEx
no
Cup drama
blind
continuing here at
mind.
historic Eastlake Golf
See
Club in
the
Atlanta,
real
Georgia.
me,
We're getting set for the
and I know
backside.
that
Rich
you're
Lerner
the
and Frank
key.
Navalo for EA Sports calling all the action. And we'll take you
Suddenly
down now to the
you're
10th hole.
seeing me just the way I am. Yeah, I came out. Listen, I hope you have a lovely journey back, and we'll be on the same love channel,
one's sweet,
on the
Frank.
same love songs,
Super.
here on 98 Melbourne
Long
FM.
and straight.
That's how you
Safe
do
journey
it.
home to BBD Gaming. She's had a
If the
hard day's
conditions
work,
are
and
right,
we're all
the
rooting
player
for her.
can take it deep
God
here
bless.
in the
Have
red
a lovely
figures.
day.
Zach Johnson
Safe journey, and
is
let me
not
know
one
when
of
you
the
get home.
longest
If
hitters,
I'm not
but
on
he
this
is
stream, I'll be on something
about
else.
as good with a wedge
You
in his
nugget.
hand as anyone on tour. Zach Johnson back in 2007 shot, how's this, 10 under 60 in the Tour Championship presented by Coca-Cola. You can't hide the flags.
Right, let me know when you get home safe, mate.
It's just,
Okay. If I'm not on this stream, which I probably won't be,
Deviated
I'm going to be on another stream, mate. Okay? I'm going to have a cup of tea.
but well
Right? I'm
within
going
his
to have a
range.
sandwich. Right, and by the time I do all that, I want you to be home safe. Drive home safe. Don't go too fast, okay? I say the same to all my friends. Okay?
Are you
Don't
kidding
drive too
me?
fast.
He just missed that.
Okay.
I cannot
Be
believe
careful on
that.
those Australian
That was
highways,
such a
mate.
short putt. Putt for par. Needs one.
Flaming hell, what the hell's going on, mate? Okay, listen. You promised me you'd get home safe,
Made it.
alright?
Rich
You're the
Lerner
best.
alongside Frank Navalo for EA Sports. And we are back on this
I mean,
beautiful
you're the
day at
best,
East
girl.
Lake for the
You know
Tour
what I'm saying?
Championship.
I mean,
Getting
we're
set to
there
kick
for each
off
other,
all
you
the
know what I'm
action
saying?
here on the
We
back
homies.
nine.
That's what I'm
The
saying,
10th
girl. I
is
mean, you don't just
469
make
yards.
shit like that up, you know? I got you, man. I got you. What the hell's going on? Let's do this shit. Alright.
This one's looking good.
You have good shots because of you, man. You know you're not there
It's
or
as good as
something.
it's gonna
You're
get.
driving,
No
but
worries about
oh
making that
shit,
one.
you still there. I mean, I don't know
See
if you
can
like
go
staying
one
on
better
stream
yesterday
or.
when he made par. Nice
Oh
putt for birdie.
shit. Alright.
Oh my
Hell
gosh,
no,
that
man.
hurts. Well, there's an opportunity wasted.
God damn.
Just knocking in for a par, and let's forget about this one. Golf is not about perfect, but it's going to hurt the cause.
Welcome to the Thunderstorm.
Another short
do
par
this.
4
They
here
don't
at the
let me
Tour
run.
Championship. East Lake Golf Club with a FedEx Cup on the line.
Street
The 12th
feather.
is only 391 yards. What do you
Oh,
make of this
shit.
hole, Frank?
It's a nice little downhill
Operation
par
Vostok.
4, Rich.
What are we doing?
Going
We're
all the
gonna
way
go.
back down towards East Lake itself. And another positional hole off the tee, leaving just a short iron in. But very deceptive green to read. It's actually fairly flat.
Sizing up your second shot now to the par 4 12th. Frank, what are you visualizing?
Well, you can take a little bit off this yardage, Rich. It's a pretty pleasing second shot. Big circle of a green. And actually, this green has probably about the least amount of slope at East Lake.
Trying to make yet another birdie.
Drive home
Just
carefully,
playing
mate.
excellent golf. 5 under for the tournament.
It's right,
Frank,
it's
what's
a
a
weather
player
update
feeling
report
knowing
here
they
for
have one more
BBD
round to
Gaming.
go
The
and
weather's
they could have a
mild to
chance at
middling
making
today
a
with a
run and
temperature
maybe
of
win
48
this thing?
degrees
No, it's a
centigrade.
great feeling,
That's
Rich. At
right,
this
you're going to
point,
be
really,
melting
it's just
in
about
about
whether you
2
can
hours.
handle the nerves. You know,
Keep safe on those
everybody up
roads
there
and make
is
sure
gonna
you
be
don't
feeling
drive in any potholes, and in about 5 minutes we'll have a few old numbers from Herman's Hermits and Angry Anderson once again. But before that, we're going to listen to a little bit of Jason Donovan. That's right, you remember him here back in Aussie. A bit of an Aussie mullet threshold he was. Okay, well here he is with one of his biggest hits, Sealed with a Kiss. Do 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 do. When it's gonna say goodbye for the
EA
summer.
Sports, in association with the
But
PGA Tour,
darling, I
proudly
promise you
presents
this,
the final
I'll send
leg
you all
of the
my
FedEx
love
Cup playoffs.
every
Today, it's
day
live final
in a
round coverage of the
letter,
PGA Tour
sealed
season
with a
finale.
kiss. I'll
Welcome back to the
see
final
you
event of the FedEx Cup
in the
playoffs, the Tour
sunlight.
Championship.
I
Rich Lerner for
hear
EA
your
Sports
voice
alongside my good friend
everywhere.
Frank Nobilo. Happy to be here at East Lake Golf Club in Atlanta, Georgia. It was established back in 1913. It was the course that the young Bobby Jones grew up and learned the game on. Designed by Donald Ross. We're getting set for tournament action here again today. He has given this one the full treatment. Perfect release for the ball. This shot, he is on the fairway, over 300 yards.
Oh, Sealed with a Kiss. Thank you for that, Jason. A little bit off key, but you know the score. Oh, shit.
And a chance for eagle after that perfectly played shot.
Well, I'm saying to nobody because
Concentrating on the lead.
BBD's gone off the stream, so I look like a complete dick now. I don't believe it, mate. I mean, seriously, mate, it's rolling. You know what I mean?
But you hate to miss from that distance. These putts keep the round together. Well, you could see he's just
I
disgusted with
believe
that
it.
effort.
Hey? Oh, fliming hell.
This for par. Nothing wrong with that par putt.
Nothing wrong with that par putt. I mean, you know.
Players now
Shit.
arriving at the 16th hole,
mean,
481-yard
It's not
par
my day.
4, and Frank, the pressure is really
Shit.
starting to mount here in the final round of the Tour Championship.
Oh, you can smell that $10 million right now. You can also see that fairway shrinking. Notice the look of those 4 bunkers down the left. The fairway gets narrower and narrower the further you go down. You can try and fly past them, but this is going to be another one where the tee shot's downhill and the second shot.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
This hole really sets up well for the player. Birdie yesterday, and a chance for another one today. He really likes this hole. Made birdie yesterday. Can he do it again today? No problems there.
Yeah, keeps the round going, keeps the momentum on his side.
Frank, final round of the Tour Championship, just a couple of holes to play, and this is one of those spots where the moment is really so big and the potential for catastrophe with the water left is really so glaring, making this quite a hole.
It's the only hole on the back 9 where the water is just obviously in play, and that becomes the feature all the way down the left side of this magnificent par 4. On the other side of the fairway, there's 3 bunkers in that perfect position should you stray a little to the right. So it requires your best tee shot. And the second shot also requires your best judgment. The reason why? That green just slightly built up and protected by that front bunker.
Just an incredible shot. That is a very makeable putt after a great approach. Well played. And he has it.
A good putt redeems all.
Frank, here we are, the final hole of the final round of the final event of the FedEx Cup season.
Yeah, this is it. They give you a little bit of a reprieve. You wouldn't think you could do too much damage on this, but if you have to make 3 to win, and that's to win everything, there's much easier holes to play than this.
Another good swing, and it looks like, Frank, another really good shot. Frank, it hit the green, but just didn't have enough backspin.
Yeah, you wonder what he was thinking on that.
Now that is a shot that will be replayed over and over.
Well, boys and girls, I'm heading off now to a new stream. Thank you for visiting me and Baby D. God bless you, girl. I hope you got home safe. And remember, love FM all the way. We'll be signing off now, but thanks again for your continued appreciation, and we'll be back tomorrow. Well, we will be in a second, once I finish this. What the hell's going on? 5th, not too bad. Okay, I'm about to head off now. Here we go. Paying golfers. I'll have some of that, please. Thanks very much. Make it a cool 1,000 to start off with. Oh, I'm second. Beautiful. Jordan Spaeth, you bastard. Season 7 is now complete. You will advance to the next season. Well, shit. Beautiful. That's great. Thank you. I'll see you later, boys and girls.